Hi everybody, Cheryl and Rose here. I threw this card in the garbage at one point. Keep at it.
I know a lot of people have started using AI programs to generate their scripts for them, but here we're still flying by the seat of our pants, doing it old school. So you're going to get all my voice screw ups, words, all that sort of stuff mixed in here. Same thing, I'm supposed to be doing another set of cards, but I wanted to have some fun, so I made some Halloween cards for the neighborhood kids. I started out by dark inking one of those back panels, blending over several different colors, as smudging it out towards the top, throwing the picket fence on it, throwing the solar spray over top of it. I wanted this to be really moody. Down at the bottom, I was going to put the Simon Says Stamp Spooky Eyes, and I wanted them to be sort of bloodshot. So I brought in some of the reds down at the bottom there. I'm setting that cling stamp up. I've got it taped off because I've just got an area that I'm like, okay, this is where you need to put the black ink down. And then I am going to fade this out with my brush because I only wanted the eyes down in the bottom portion, and they're going to be behind the graveyard, right? And they're going to kind of blend into the sky because they are spooky and they're going to be staring out at you. So there we are. We've got them stamped down. Now, this is a watercolor panel, so it's Canson XL, so it is thicker, so it is textured. I did have to take it out, and you can see I'm using the brush to blend the black ink up so that it does, again, fog it out. Of course, not bringing it into where our moonlight is coming down. And that moonlight, you know how sometimes you get those moondog rings around it? So that's what I was doing with the yellow. I did that. I brought out the Trinity Stamps Moon Layer stencil. So I've got the moon mask portion first. I'm going to ring it with a creamier yellow around here, and also with some of the white pigment ink. I smush my pigment ink down on my pad so that I don't have to worry about contaminating the actual pad itself. I have done that in the past. I have two others here that have got like colors on them, and I just learned by doing that, just smush it down first. So I had put that down, put the yellow down to cause more of the moondog effect, put the stencil down, got the little faces in the moon there, face, and then I'm going to run this all through with the Simon Says Stamp, the Droopy Web Embossing folder. I used the embossing squishy mat because I didn't want it to be really, really hard pressed in, so it just only gave it a minimal emboss. Now that that's out, I'm going to mix Ranger Black Soot and one of the mica sprays. I think it was the Phantom Mist. Take my brayer to it, get it all mixed in good there, and over that slight spider web that's on the top, we are going to brayer that over because I wanted it to look like they're going to be shimmering in the moonlight. Running through all my die cuts here at once. The Tim Holtz, Vault, Gothic Portrait, the Fright Night. I'm doing those in whites, in black papers, also in a vellum as well too. So just assembling the ones I've got. Boo, of course, was layered up with some more black ones behind it. So there's a glitter black in the front and other blacks behind. I assembled my graveyard portion down at the bottom, making certain it went across the entire bottom of that panel. And we're going to set that down. Oh, the clouds. Yes, I took some alcohol markers and I was just using one of the gray ones to add the shadows at the bottom of the clouds because the whole panel is moody, right? Now, with the little spider, I wanted him to stand out. I did have him on metallic black, but I added glossy accents on him to make him stand out a bit more. We're using some of the Altenew Jet Black ink to splatter in the background. I'm still more of the splatter person myself. This, I wanted to see which spider was going to work best, so I'm trying out the spider from one of those sets and the spider from the other. Decided to go with the smaller one. This was the Ranger texture case, black opaque, and the Simon Says Stamp Batty. I got the other portion masked off, and I didn't do all of the bats because, you know, bats aren't always flying together. I've got them. I'm going to let that dry off to the side. There you can see, of course, washed my knife and the stencil up. And I thought that the graveyard, it needed some glowing light coming down from the moon from above. I am using the jack-o'-lantern mica, and then I brought in the harvest moon because the jack-o'-lantern orange one wasn't bright enough. And I'm just putting that across the tops of the tombstones and the fence so it looks like the moon is shining down upon them. I did the same with the boo. The mica hadn't stood out enough, so I brought in the solar paste, the golden hour, and I again just put that across the tops where that light would be shining down upon it. Now, super old school again, get out some water and water bleach if you've got an area that is still too dark for you. And I wanted those eyes to stand out, so I water bleached the eyes to bring the red up a little bit more. And that also added in the bloodshot effect. Now that they are done in the background, we're gluing down the graveyard. We're going to set that boo into spot, and we're going to start with the others too, putting the spider down, putting the clouds down. And the ghosts on the vellum, I had to do something different with them because I didn't want the glue showing. So I backed them with some double-sided adhesive and reran them through the dyes. Then I pulled all the side part off, pulled the sticky backing off, and that stuff is really sticky. That's why I'm having trouble here getting the one little spot that I didn't have it. And we're going to tack them down into spot now so that the vellum all the way through is going to be the same, and it's not going to have that curling that vellum does if you put a whole bunch of glue on the back. I've tied the glue sticks with them too, and they don't work. It's the same thing that they just end up coming off, and I didn't want that to happen. So we got the spider going into spot. We need some dewdrops on those spider webs. The first one, the one that's more in the foreground, is getting glossy accents. The one in the back is getting Stickles frosted lace because that one is closer to the moon. It's up in the sky and it's going to be shimmering quite a little bit more. And then I put glossy accents down on the spiders again, just on their bodies though. And I brought in the Nouveau Black Magic Sparkle Dust. And I put that on, and it's holographic. It's really cool. So they look really neat. Now, picket fence. This is here for all the boos, and Simon Says stamp, if the hat fits. These were the two sentiment stamps that I was using. I put little bats up there in the top corner, and there'll be another one down below. And I did these in tones of blue and purple, and then on the one, the Fabulous, I put pink, and then over top of that, I put some of the Lisa Horton silver. Custom stamp is going down on the back, and oh, bats are going on the back too. Look at that. Again, this is old school. This one we're doing the old stamping. We're not using the MISTI for this. We're just going to get them set down into place. All right, got our glue runner out. Got some of our Tombow out for a little bit of slip time so that I can get that panel down into spot. When you look at it long enough, you discover that it's got so many different types of black all the way through this dark Moody card for Halloween.
There you have it, the finished card, one that I threw in the garbage at one point because I thought it was too dark. I'm going to give it to one of the neighborhood kids because it's tradition around here. So you guys all go out, be that change you want to see in the world too. Thank you to the people that have subbed and commented and liked. Thanks ever so much. We'll catch you next time. Alright everybody, bye-bye.